Hey guys, Jackdaw here, back at it again, continuing my returning characters series. The aim of these videos is to basically look into the potential return of beloved and maybe a few not so well loved Dragon Age characters, looking into the hows and the whys of that character's anticipated arrival in the next Dragon Age game. Now last time in this series I took a gander at our lanky ex-Tevinter slave Fenris. Today I am looking in the opposite direction in terms of level of teenage angst. I'm delving into the potential return of our Inquisitor of the Faithful, or not if you don't want to be faithful. Now literally a year ago I created a video delving into the Inquisitor's return, at least from my perspective, but I recently rewatched this video and I was kind of like, meh, this video's alright, but I could do so much better than this, and wow, does my voice really sound like that? Darn, it needs so much editing, lol. Plus, with a year ahead since that video's creation, I've learnt so much more in terms of Dragon Age's narrative direction, so I feel I've got a lot more to offer since a year ago. So basically, this isn't exactly a redo. I have plenty of new things to say, but I've also got plenty of things to say on that previous video, stuff that I feel will still be pretty relevant today and onwards, so you should still definitely check that video out. I just feel that personally I have much more to say on this topic of our lovely Inquisitor. So without further ado, let's actually crack on, because by the time I get to this, Solas will have already destroyed the Veil. But then again, that's kind of good in my opinion because I want that to happen. XD. Now, the Inquisitor. Either a Trevelyan, Lavellan, Adar or Kadash, our Inquisitor built a revolutionary army to face the horrors of Vadis. My Trevelyan, Jacket Trevelyan to be specific, he is probably one of my favourite protagonists within video games. I just love the sheer choice and character development within his entire quest, and you just can't forget his lovely British accent, which just allows me, a northeastern Brit, to relate to him even more. If I was gonna cosplay as someone in Dragon Age, it would either be my Trevelyan or Alistair Ferrin. I just love him that much. Now the Inquisitor was tasked with taking down the blighted Corypheus as he sought to open the Fade, reclaiming the throne of the Black or Golden City. Depends on your beliefs right there, fellow viewer, but basically Corypheus was going to usurp the heavens once more. Now after we killed him, because obviously we were not going to let that happen, we didn't exactly get a movie script ending, and that's all thanks to our dreadful wolf who just decided to bail, making the Inquisitor have a game of hide and seek as we sought to find Solas for a cup of tea and a good old chinwag. And of course, this job just wasn't complete. Solas was just not satisfied. Our Inquisitor, well, they got their arm cut off, along with the anchor, which who knows where the heck that's gone. It's just been never enough for our poor little Inquisitor. They've still got a role to play within this narrative, a piece in this massive sprawling puzzle that is Dragon Age's current plot. At the end of it all, and by that I mean the Trespasser DLC, our Inquisitor had not given up just yet. They decided what to do with the Inquisition army, but they still had no rest for them. No rest for the wicked, I guess. Our Inquisitor literally vowed to stop and find the Dreadwolf, marking Tevinter as a significant location for their hunt. Now with all this being said, it makes complete sense for our Inquisitor to come back into Dragon Age 4. In fact, it's more than necessary. The Inquisitor still has a huge piece in this cake. For them to not return would be very uncanny. The entire dilemma with Solas actually started with the Inquisitor's journey. I think it should also end that way too. It's almost the same with Hawke, where Corypheus was a part of the Legacy DLC in Dragon Age 2, and that's why Hawke comes to visit the Inquisitor to aim to put a stop to him. However, Hawke kinda just gives up, or well, stays in the Fade, lol. It's the same narrative though, just Solas is a much more developed character than Corypheus. He doesn't scream totally antagonistic, he's conflicted, again as opposed to, you know, Corypheus. So yes, the Inquisitor should be returning to the narrative of Dragon Age 4. One-handed or not, they should make a huge appearance, and I feel share a massive chunk of this new narrative. So let's explore how they could return. Well, if they ain't combat ready because of their hand missing, they could simply return as an advisor role, mantling Liliana's position in Inquisition. The Inquisitor could provide many insights and much knowledge on the Dreadwolf and his schemes, and it could work as Hawke did in Inquisition, where we would just create them before meeting them, choosing their gender, appearance, etc. And we could also have select missions in which the Inquisitor feels that they must join us for a significant key moment, like we had those quests again in Inquisition where Cullen or Liliana would just join us on a whim, full on combat style. But heck, why cancel out the Inquisitor as a companion? Just because they've got one arm missing doesn't mean they can't do anything. We've seen in the Trespasser ending with Red Jenny, the Inquisitor gets a frigging one-handed crossbow strapped to their arm. Why not just have a weapon like that that's class based? So if you're a mage, you get a really cool magic hand or a sword. If you're a warrior, why not some sort of hidden blade or a permanent shield? There could even be a skill tree devoted to the Inquisitor, having different abilities and weapons that they could place on their other arm. It would be a unique companion skill tree towards the Inquisitor. Now, I've seen a few comments asking about the Inquisitor using blood magic to then recreate their hand, and that even sounds like a viable way to get it back. Even if your Inquisitor disagreed with the idea of blood magic, the end justifies the means, right? Personally, I'm more fond of the Maleficent way. Have any of you guys seen the Disney movie Maleficent? Well, she gets her wings cut off, and it's her mission to kind of get them back. And when she does, she kind of just clicks them back on there, no big deal. What if the Inquisitor is searching for their arm or their anchor, and they get it back and it just clicks back on in place? No harm done, right? Though an issue, I guess, with the Inquisitor being a companion is probably the dialogue and conversations with them. We've created so many vibrant and different Inquisitors that it's going to be so hard for BioWare to nail a maximum of 3 personalities for them, as they did with Hawk. So that's a struggle right there. And then there's just the question of why can't we just play as our Inquisitor again? And I honestly agree with that. I want to play as my Inquisitor again. I loved my Chantry boy, Josephine romancing, little hopeless romantic stud. I'd love to just get back into his shoes and hunt the Dreadwolf. But unfortunately, that's just not the way the cookie crumbles, my chums. Dragon Age follows many different perspectives. It's quite unique storytelling. Witnessing these key events from many different personalities, it's this luster that makes Dragon Age distinctive when contrasted to the Mass Effect franchise. Whether you like it or not, that's a different story, Monfrez. So I've nailed 3 options in terms of what roles the Inquisitor could fulfill. You've got advisor, companion, or playable character. So what would our Inquisitor bring, narratively speaking, to Dragon Age 4? Well, how awesome would it be if the first main quest for our new protagonist was to find the Inquisitor, full on Star Wars The Force Awakens style. So basically, evil and chaos is everywhere, everything's a mess to our new playable character, and we need someone to look to, someone to lead us or significantly help us. Just like the plot of Star Wars The Force Awakens with Luke Skywalker. I think it'd be a great way to open the narrative that is currently surrounding Solas, the destruction of the Veil, and the Evanurus. The Inquisitor could mentor our new protagonist, but only after we've proven ourselves to them. Again, think Star Wars, but now we've moved on to The Last Jedi, with its whole training concepts. Being mentored by our own Inquisitor, it'd be sick. They could tell us about the Dreadwolf, teaching us of his schemes, telling us of his story, his past, all of it. What he seeks to do with the Veil, what it would cause for Phaedus. Otherwise, how else are we going to get all of that knowledge? And who else is going to tell us that? The Inquisitor is the best person to tell us the story of the Dreadwolf and his schemes. Again, the Inquisitor has been there since the very start of Solas's plan. In fact, it was the Inquisitor who muddled up his plan in the first place. There is so much gold story potential right there that I feel it just needs to be delivered by the Inquisitor, not just hidden in the codexes or told to us by someone like Dorian. No, we need it from the Inquisitor themselves. And as I said before, just imagine being given the semi-open world of Tevinter and your quest is to just find the Inquisitor. That to me just sounds awesome. We're searching far and wide for this legendary hero that travels through caves and wears dark clothing, seeking Solas or potentially hunting Solas, and then we're preying on them too. And after inevitably meeting the Inquisitor and proving ourselves worthy, we'd have a brilliant hero's journey cycle in our hands. The Inquisitor providing this mentor role. They would fill us in on all things Phaedus after training and learning. They could then lead us back to Skyhold, because of course the Inquisitor knows where it is and Solas once lived there too. In fact, there's a rumour that Solas created the Veil there. So what if Solas is heading there to destroy the Veil at the very place where it was once created? Our new protagonist, the Inquisitor and the Dreadwolf all at Skyhold as Solas plans to destroy the Veil. I mean, how does this not sound badass? Many scenarios could go down within this moment. Solas and the Inquisitor could fight it out, witnessing a legendary battle. Llewellyn could cry her heart out and try to regain Solas, maybe give him one final kiss. Or we could just allow Solas to destroy the Veil, betraying the Inquisitor. I mean, there is so much plot potential right here for Dragon Age 4. I might be sounding a bit crazy, but I just think that it would be awesome. In any case, I feel a lot of these scenarios and plot points are going to happen regardless. It's just whether the Inquisitor will be there for them. But I feel it's necessary for the Inquisitor to be there, to experience it all, or to at least end their journey with the defeat of Solas or the destruction of the Veil. It was Solas who put our Inquisitor's story into motion. I think our Inquisitor should be there to witness the end of their story. Other than this, maybe the Inquisitor could just pop up towards the end of the game, maybe just be there for one quest that would involve confronting Solas. But to me, that just sounds meh. I want to build a friendship with my Inquisitor. I want them to be my mentor like Luke Skywalker, you know? I want to have that bond. I want to learn from them. I want them to speak to me about Solas. But that's just my 2 cents, guys. How do you feel about the Inquisitor returning in Dragon Age 4? Do you want them to be an advisor, a companion, the protagonist again, or just a significant NPC? Tell me all that good stuff down below and give me your theories. I want to know it all. But for all your things BioWare, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and from any of the IPs I might just steer myself into, all that jazz, you're already in the right place for all that. But until the next one, I have been Jackdaw, and I should go.